are the problems with trade partners? I prefer to call them trade partners, subcontractors, trade partners. Here is one of the issues. One of the things that comes up is there's just a shortage of skilled labor. They just don't have enough people. And while that may be true, let's talk about that. Is it really a skilled labor shortage, or is it something else? So I speak with a lot of construction business owners every week, and I've spoken with a lot who self-perform work, trade contractors who self-perform work, and it is not unusual when I ask them, how much time does your average employee out in the field lose every day? How much time is wasted, lost? And it's not unusual for people to tell me, oh, man, my guys are probably losing an hour a day easily, or in some cases, 2 hours a day of lost productivity. So if we do some math, let's say you're a drywall contractor, or an electrician, or concrete contractor, you're self-performing work. If you're losing 1 hour a day, assuming 20 working days a month, that's 20 hours of lost production a month. That's 2.5 days of lost production per month. It's about 6 weeks of lost production per year. So losing 1 hour a day on average equals 6 weeks of lost production a year. Okay? If you're losing 2 hours a day, that's 40 hours a month, which is an entire week of production per month, which is 12 weeks per year. So losing 2 hours a day of production is like losing 12 weeks a year. That's 3 months of production. Okay? So you may be wondering, all right, yeah, but how are they losing this production? Where is this time going? How are they losing 1 to 2 hours a day? They're probably not that inefficient, right? Well, let's look at where some of the most common places people are losing time. We're talking about field crews, okay? They lose time looking for information, either flipping through 3-ring binders, looking through emails, whatever. They're looking for information. They're looking for material, trying to find missing parts and pieces or missing material, waiting for information, waiting for material, waiting for approval, waiting. Answering questions. If you have a revenue-producing person on the job site, they should be putting work in place, and a lot of times they're spending time answering questions, sometimes from their general contractor, directly from the client, just answering questions. Making extra trips out to a job site to do something that was extra, to do something that was missed, but just making extra trips. Windshield time. If you're in a market like the DFW market, Atlanta, Chicago, LA, anywhere in the Northeast, windshield time is a huge time suck. They're losing production because of job readiness. This is a big issue. I've worked with quite a few specialty trade contractors, and the jobs aren't ready. They're told the job is ready. The job's not ready when they get there. So they can't be productive. They can't do their work. I heard from an electrician recently who said they were scheduled to start in-wall rough-in. And when they showed up, they found out that the GC had scheduled metal stud framing and in-wall rough-in to start the same day. It's pretty hard to rough in walls when there are no studs. So job site readiness. They're losing a lot of production because something's not ready. Well, this is not quite ready, so you need to jump around and go start over here and then come back to this. Job site readiness is a huge productivity killer. Picking up material, going to the supply house, going back to the shop, picking up material. I had an electrical contractor send me an email sometime in the last couple of years, and the title was, "It's not a profit bleed, it's a gusher." And he had installed GPS tracking equipment on some of his trucks. And when he looked at the data, he found out that he had set up these geofences around a few supply houses, and the amount of the number of trips that his crew was making to these supply houses and the amount of time spent at the supply house was staggering. This was all during the working day. That's why he said this is not a profit bleed, it's a profit gusher. Another time waster, place where people are spending time. If you're wondering, well, how are they losing 1 to 2 hours a day? Another one is talking to you or your team on the phone. Talking on the phone, looking for emails, looking for information, trying to dig through a Google Drive or Co-Constructor, Builder Trend, or some OneDrive folder looking for information. They also spend a lot of time talking to the client directly, answering questions, trying to put on a good show for the client, which is not very productive. Rework is a big one, big time waster. This wasn't quite right. We used the wrong material. Oh yeah, we changed that. Rework. Meetings. Spending time in meetings is an absolute time suck. Huge productivity killer.